How can you know which option is best, braces or Invisalign? By answering these 5 questions, you'll have a better idea of where you should spend your money. The first and probably most important question as it relates to your decision between braces and Invisalign: can you or your child commit to wearing the plastic trays through the entirety of treatment? The more time that you have to spend in treatment to get the results that you want, the longer you have to wear the trays. Invisalign recommends 22 hours a day. There's no hard and fast rule, but the reality is the more predictable you want the tooth movement to be, the more that you wear that tray, the better it fits, the more force, the specific intentional force that you need to twist that tooth this way will be applied to that tooth. And hopefully over a period of time, your body has the chance to respond as physiologically healthy as possible. So if you can't wear the trays 20 plus hours a day, braces. Even a question of you're a snacker, or maybe you forget a lot, or maybe it's inconvenient. Maybe you're at school, you don't want to take out your trays in front of your friends, or maybe you don't want to have to take them out to eat. Maybe you think that you're going to be great for the first 6 months, and then you're like, oh, what if I get out of sync? What if I lose motivation? All those things, braces is probably the option for you. Sometimes you can start with the Invisalign, and then if you lose steam and you have to switch to the braces, there may be an extra fee associated with that, a transition fee. You might ask your provider who you're looking into, hey, is there a transition fee? Let's say I don't do the Invisalign well. If there's no transition fee, then maybe there's nothing to lose. You can start with the Invisalign first and then go to the braces if it's not working out. Question number 2, do you have an open bite? What is an open bite? Check out our other videos. We've got some neat cases that we show how people with Invisalign, they take these. An anterior open bite is where the front teeth don't touch. Posterior open bite is usually in the back. If you have teeth that are like this, we have seen some amazing results with people closing their bites with Invisalign. Third question is, you need to ask yourself this: are your teeth so crowded that you're considering extractions to resolve the crowding, and or do you have excessive spacing to the extent that it's like as if you took out a tooth? If the answer is yes, then my recommendation is that you initially consider braces, and here's the reason why. When you have so much space in between your teeth, or when you take out a tooth, you create, lots of space. And in order to close all the space up, the teeth have to move through a considerable amount of bone sometimes. And if you don't have good control of the teeth, they can tip in ways instead of moving all the way together, right? It's different. If I want to do this with my fingers, it moved over, but that's a different movement than this, right? Scooting all the way over and like this. What we see with Invisalign and excessive spaces, right, whether from extractions or just, that's just the way that your teeth were, is that the teeth tend to do this rather than this. And part of that is because it's just really hard to grab onto the teeth with the plastic, even if you use attachments. Brackets go onto the teeth, have a really solid control over the tooth movement. Generally speaking, you can get through really rigid wires that, even though you do this at first with the braces too, with the really rigid wires, it makes it maybe a little bit more predictable to squeeze over here like that. Question number 4, do I have an impacted tooth? Sometimes as your permanent teeth are developing, maybe you lose a baby tooth too early. There's some genetic predisposition to a tooth getting out of position. And instead of the tooth coming down where it's supposed to come down, it comes out over here, or it stays stuck up in the bone, and you've got to move it all the way over or pull it down from in the bone. Check out our expose and bond or impacted canine videos. Initial consideration, I think, should be the braces. For something that is this complicated and the procedure is not that fun and requires a lot of regular work, in my opinion, you probably want to put as much control as you can into the provider's hands. That's your orthodontist, and that they can try to control pulling it into place. Final question to answer for yourself as you try to decide between the braces and the Invisalign: is the most important thing maintaining my work, school, and or travel schedule? If the answer is yes to that, then Invisalign probably needs to be your initial consideration. And that's because with Invisalign, you're less likely to have emergencies. Hey, this is all of a sudden poking me. I was eating something and my bracket broke off. You just don't have that with the Invisalign. Listen, I hope this helps. If you know somebody who is considering Invisalign versus braces, share this video with them. Consider subscribing to the channel. And of course, right? come find me in McKinney and Texas. That's all I've got. Just a little PFOing so you know where you're going. Packard out.